Hey, welcome in, everybody. Listen, it's Dr. Dave Mills. It's your host again for another episode of The Blueprint. We literally want to be able to give men the tools and equipment to build a great life with. But we got to give them the blueprint. It comes from the Word of God, comes from insight, comes from wisdom. And we get to build an incredible life with the blueprint. So today we're going to be blessed. We got some other incredible guests with you for this time. You already know what we do. Every other week you get a video out and you get it there. But you also can get it in person. Every quarter we meet with men. From all over the region. We could bring in pastors, leaders, business owners, coaches, influencers, whatever we can to help give you the tools to build an incredible life with. So that's our support. That's our goal and the ideal that our hope is to be able to strengthen and encourage 5 million men for 5 million women and families. That's right. We want to make a difference. We want to make an impact. And again, we also have our Instagram page and we also have our Facebook page, which is every regular day empowerment for you. You can go there and get something that will build your life and encourage you and strengthen you. So again, it's time for the blueprint. Let's go to work. It's going to be a great time today. We got incredible guests with us again today. None other than Mr. Patrick Patterson is with us today. And thank you so much, Pat, for being with us. This is the blueprint, man. Our goal is to give the brothers some equipment, some wisdom, the tools to build a life with. And so even right now, man, what we're going to do is just introduce you, man, give you background, man, the ideal of, number one, he has his own business of the Global Partners for Fathers and Families, also a project manager for the National Responsible Fatherhood Clearinghouse, graduate of University of South Carolina, down there with Benedict College. Yeah, my daughter was down there, Pat. Yes, she was.
Yeah.
They did it right too, Pat. They did it right.
Go Tigers. Yeah, we do right. We do right.
You did it right. So, man, thank you again for being a part of this process with us, man. Again, we celebrate you. Thank you and Sharani for the examples you guys set. Thank you for being an incredible father and leader in the culture, man. I really do support you, and thank you for that.
Thank you. Glad to be here, Doc.
Hey, man, we want to ask this question, man. Let's start with the blueprint, man. When you look out in the culture and around us, what do you see going on with manhood? What do you see what's going on with men?
I think there's a couple things. On the plus side, I love the fact that there's a lot more guys talking about their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from happy feelings to pain.
Yeah.
There's spaces that I'm in on a regular basis where guys are talking about grief and loss or hurt, and there's no snickering or jokes about it. When I'm 51, you know, we're probably in the same generation, Doc, but there was a day and time. If you were talking like that, guys, they called you things.
Oh, yes, they did that.
Yeah. Everybody called you things, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing that I'm really grateful for. But on the flip side, I'd still see guys trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some of it is attention seeking, to be honest with you. But
wow.
They'll go to extremes with, and it's not even like physical. It's almost like the emotional spaces where they'll do things to get their attention. But I have daughters, you know, so I'm monitoring the situation carefully.
Yes, sir, brother. Me too.
But even on the campuses, you know, you see guys, and it's so funny because I'm now UNC status.
Yes, sir.
And I'll say to a guy like, "Come on, man," and they were like, "What's up, OG?" Or "What's up?" I was like, "Come on, man." And they'll, you know, and I'm always gonna be respectful because I've learned.
Yeah.
You approach guys with respect.
Yes.
Get it back.
Yes.
So I'm never gonna, you know, point down, but I do think there's a safer spaces for men, but I think there's still a piece of the male population that's trying to figure out what is manhood, what does it look like, what does it feel like? So those are big.
I think it's so good, man. I think they're so good on both sides. I think, like you said, in the ideal of, because I always do this thing. I tell people that, like, we go through stages as men too. They be like, what? I said, yeah, you go from, you know, malehood. They like malehood. I said, yeah, because you don't come here as a man.
Yeah.
Let's not make that. Let's not do that. You come here as a male. But Paul said, yeah, I was a child, thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put childish things away. So there had to be a becoming process. So we got to go through malehood, boyhood, childhood. Then I tell them young adulthood. Then you become a man. Then it should be fatherhood. I mean, husband, then fatherhood, then a
Yeah.
man is called
Yeah.
granddad. So,
Yeah.
so I think that we go through these stages and processes, and if you can give me some clarity about that,
Yeah.
it can be processed rather than having these gaps. I know for me, man, when I was young, man, the only thing I knew about manhood, man, I was, I was emotionally incarcerated,
Yeah.
verbally constipated. All right.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot
Oh,
of
bro, bro.
maintenance.
Then listen, man. Then I ain't had no discipline and I ain't had no vision. Lord have mercy. All right. So I was a mess. But I realized I just didn't have anybody pouring that into me or around me to cover me, nurture me, and pour those things into me. And I
Yeah.
went from being a consumer and carnal and a conqueror until I came to Christ. And then I realized that now he wants me to be a man that covers, cultivates, and curates a family for destiny and history and
Yeah.
legacy. That's different, man.
Yeah. 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 Some men don't know though.
No, oh, I know.
And and the people talk about environmental factors.
Mm.
Your environment does play a role
Oh, yeah.
in what you think is what's right.
Yeah.
I admit, after 28 years of marriage, I was married before I was a man.
Come on, man.
I was 22.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell my kids, I'm not saying I regret anything. I said,
Right.
I didn't have responsibility. I didn't. What? What? I look back now. I'm saying, wait a minute. My daughter will be 20 in a couple months. She just got a car. She just figured out, put gas in it, right? And I think back when I got married, my wife and I both had cars. We never lived together. No judgment, but we never lived together beforehand. I used to wash my car in college. Finished college in May. I got married in June, same year.
Wow.
Never lived by myself before. I
Wow.
used to wash my car on Sundays when I was in college. When I got married, I continued washing my car because where I grew up in my projects, guys wash their cars.
Oh yeah.
So the environmental factors, and I didn't, my father was around, but I didn't see everything.
Yeah.
But I assumed before we got married, she got her car washed somewhere. So, and even I'll tell you this, my father-in-law, God bless him, but I used to get my oil change at a certain Jiffy Lube in Columbia. And my father-in-law, God bless him, and this is respectful too.
Yes, sir.
He called me to the house one day. We was married.
Yeah.
And my wife, I'm sure, had been talking to him about me, And like complaining. And he would always tell her, that's your husband.
Yeah.
Like basically talk
you
to
him. Right.
This particular day, we went to a restaurant in South Carolina called Lizard's Thicket. It's a country time type restaurant.
It sounds like South Carolina, Pat. I'm just gonna say.
Oh yeah. $5, you will come out there with a plate to go too.
Wow. Okay.
But we went to Lizard's Thicket which wasn't unusual because I dated her in high school.
Sure.
I played ball with her brother, so we had a relationship too. Okay. So I wasn't like a new piece in his family. But we went to breakfast and he said to me, there's another little oil spot down the road and they doing a 2-for-1 thing. You hear this?
I heard that. I heard that. I know you heard it too.
So, but it was the most subtle, respectful way to encourage me. He said, so I know like both y'all got cars, but they doing 2-for-1, and I left there and it was one of those almost like on the way out.
Yes, sir, brother.
He didn't shame me and say, you better.
That's so good.
Do this.
So good.
But for a lot of males, what I think is missing when we try to coach, support, encourage, we do take these level positions.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't, he was married for years. He was older than me. He knew more than me. He didn't take this, I'm her father, you're my son-in-law. Yeah. I felt like we were like this.
That's cool. That's cool.
So I think there's a space where brothers can support each other without correcting each other. So I think that's happening a lot more, but I just know when I meet and greet brothers from elementary to men older than me, my first line of connection is respect.
Yes, sir.
I'm always gonna good morning.
Yes, sir.
Even
Yes,
if
sir.
they're younger than me, I'll call them by their last name because I want to let you know I respect you.
I think that's huge, man. I think because I did it. We did a study talking about the power of respect, particularly for a man,
Oh, for sure.
is one of the most needed things that he has in his life. And if he doesn't have that, man, they did a study, Pat, that messed me up. It said they asked 100 men, would you rather be with a woman that loved you and didn't respect you, or a woman that respected you and didn't love you?
Wow.
99 men chose the woman that respected them that didn't love them.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. That's that alone just was like,
Yeah.
okay, so this is different. And the ideal of value, admiration, wanting to be able to feel that, particularly with a world that tears you down or comes at you most of the time, being able to be with somebody that you can have safety with, security with, and values and honor is a major thing. And I think that, as you said, in the ideal of this season of manhood, it is really interesting. A young brother hooked me up, man. I was telling him, he said, well, when you think about man, what do you think about? I said, I think about the different seasons that I've seen. And I was saying, I lived long enough just to be able to see the silent generation. They were present, they were silent. Then it was silent and present and absent. Then it was absent. And then he said, well, what is this? What is it in your generation? I said, we was trying. All right. So, you know what he said to me, Pat? He said, my generation is indifferent.
Wow. Meaning what do you think?
We don't know if we really want to have all the responsibility of manhood, or have walk in the accountability of manhood.
Yeah.
So we and I was like, my God. Yeah. And I was like, well, listen, bro, in order to be a male, man, it's gonna come with that.
Yeah.
There's no way really to get around this.
Yeah.
Even if you feel indifferent, and because then their culture is, if the men are being indifferent, but the women are having entitlement, it's gonna be a whole lot of issues.
Yeah.
So
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was telling him, I said, so your goal is that let's walk through those things about what manhood is. Let's talk about this accountability, this integrity. Let's talk about, I told him, men do T's, boys do I's. All right. So men do loyalty, integrity, accountability, humility, authority, consistency. He said, that's a lot of T's, Pastor Dave.
That's really good, though. That's really good, Dr. Mills. Send me this recording.
That's what we do. Boys do I. It's just, I'm just in it for me.
Yeah.
Hey, if I can get it tonight, if I can get something for me, if I can get this, that's I think.
Yeah.
But men do T, maturity, and we do longevity, loyalty. I said, we do those. He's like, that's different. I said, I know.
Responsibility.
Come on, we had to learn that though.
Yeah.
I said, but you're gonna have to learn that one way or the other when it comes to manhood. Amen.
Yeah, I think for a lot of I keep thinking about, as you talk about manhood, and I think about my own life and my own wife, there's still a piece that's required to understand who you're dealing with. Now, I'll give you a short example. Like my wife, when we got married, I would make sandwiches, good sandwiches, on the counter. Because when I grew up, you didn't have a stack of. We now have paper plates and paper towels and all.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Listen, and don't judge me, y'all. But I would make it on the counter, and I would sometimes leave crumbs, right?
Oh yeah.
And I remember our marriage counselor, because my wife would literally change colors when she would see crumbs on the counter.
Yeah.
And I would go to counseling. We go to counseling. I said, like, I don't understand. She's not making my sandwich. So I'm taking that off of her plate. Yada, 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 yada.
Yeah.
Again, I was married before I was a man. So just remember that. But the therapist counselor asked, do you know why? She was upset. So I asked, we asked in the session, and my wife explained to me, the oldest of three, 2 boys beneath her, younger than her. My wife, as the girl, was the one that cleaned the kitchen after supper. If the kitchen wasn't clean, the counter wasn't clean, then she got spanked.
Yeah.
So there was an association.
Yes.
With those crumbs that was almost traumatic, to be honest with you. Nothing against her mom. My mother-in-law is amazing.
Right. I understand.
There was a little bit of a trigger.
Yeah.
When she saw the crumbs. So it took her a certain place, right? So without that understanding, I should have done it already. Let me just say this. I know somebody's watching. You should have just cleaned it up
Anyway.
But I didn't understand why. And
Yes.
so it took a little bit of understanding
Yes, sir.
to appreciate not only what she wants, but why.
Come on.
And I think in relationships, there's several exchanges of emotions that are not tied to the two people.
Yeah.
They're tied to their childhood. And I think for us, we have tried our best to, as we've grown and matured, is to wait. So talk to me.
Yeah. Had that conversation.
What's going on? But to me, when you think about manhood and even dating and relationships, I've tried to impress upon our kids and even our nephews and nieces, do you know the back in the day they asked, do you know their people?
Yeah.
You skipping steps. What you said earlier, you skip steps, it hurts, right? You're skipping steps.
Come on, man.
So you got to take the time. And I know in this kind of, we need to get married, get to it. I need to have a man, my man type thing right now. There's still something about baking the cake all the way through.
Yeah.
And it will happen, different. We had our own thing. Our parents thought we were, slow in the head a little bit, but I just think that there's, to your point, there's steps being skipped. And it's costing us. I know plenty of really nice people who have had children before they wanted to. I know folks who've gotten divorced before they ever thought they would get divorced. I know people who've had health issues tied to STDs. Because they skip steps. And it's just in this generation, I think I have great expectation for the brothers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The sisters, obviously, but I believe. These brothers have more, can do more, but they haven't had some of the training. And that's what you are doing. That's what I try to do every day.
I'm high-fiving you really, man. Because I think it's so necessary right now that we reach back into our culture and fill those gaps that we might have missed. I think, I think it was President Obama's put it this way. He says, you who you was looking for. I was like, oh, Jesus, that's so true. Didn't know it, but now I know it now. So now I want to go back and give that to somebody. Because I think it's so many of those pieces of manhood of not trying to, in the world, man, there was just some conversation we just wasn't going to have. They taught me how to lust people. They didn't teach me how to love people. And so then, man, I that whole mindset of trying to prove it. And the bad part was everything they told me it was going to make me a man didn't. You know what I mean? Whether I had to drink something, was mad, hungover, that didn't do it. All right, get with somebody, that didn't do it. All right, smoke this, that didn't do it. Right. So, and then when I look back, I'm like, man, there was a whole lot of stuff that was my own insecurity. Was willing to do whatever was possible to have acceptance somewhere. Because I didn't know my own identity, and I didn't have that. So I think that key of manhood, man. And I'm walking through this thing with this season now. I got a son, man. He's about to turn. He's 29, and I'm like, wow. Yeah, I know, Pat. He's 29, and what's amazing to me is same thing with my rest of these kids, man. I'm like, dude, you gonna get married? You're like,
what's up?
That if it ain't like y'all, I don't even want it. And in my head, sometimes I get really challenged because I'm like, I remember who I was at 29. I want him. That wasn't my statement. All right, Pat. That wasn't my statement, Pat. All right. But anyway. But the growth and the difference of having somebody in your life, a mentor, a teacher, a father, a supporter, something, just somebody there makes a difference, because then you get to get those, you get to see vision and wisdom, and you get to see a picture of what culture should look like. And I think that for me, I realized that a lot of times I was angry because my dad wasn't present. And what I was angry about more than him being present was I don't know where I fit in culture. I don't know where I fit in the family. I don't even know where I fit in society right now because you're absent. So I don't have a concept. And so then I had to literally be like, okay, maybe he wasn't there to teach me that, but I can find that out. And when it came to the kingdom, and as Christ comes to my life, he's like, no, this is what a man is. This is what a husband is. This is what a father is. I'm like, okay. So I got a lot to learn.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard guys in my years of doing work with men, 25 years, lots of places. I've heard repeatedly guys say, I won't get married because I don't want to get divorced.
Mm.
You know, it's the with the worst scenario before you start, the
Yeah.
best scenario.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little bit of a, I always wonder, you know, if the good examples make it almost like an impossible example.
You
Does
know
that
what?
make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but you know what messed me up, Pat, is
Yeah.
this is that when I got saved in about 3 or 4 years after that, me and Byrne got married, and I had my brother, cousin, and two of my cousins and my brother. Now all of them were older than me.
Yeah.
Nobody was married. Nobody was married, Pat.
Yeah.
All of them older than me. So then they said, "Dude, you get married
Yeah.
for real?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, man. I love her, man. I love God. This is gonna be thing. We're gonna build a family." You're like, "You're going what?"
Yeah.
And Pat, within 2 years, 3 of the 4 was married
Mm.
after.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes they were waiting for a demonstration of it.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Even though we weren't perfect, they knew we were
Yeah.
trying and growing and we were still
Yeah.
young. But I got married and my brother was 11 years older than me.
Yeah.
Now he was with the woman he was with for the last 2 years. But after I got married, a year and a half after I got married, he knocked on the door. "Hey, I want y'all to marry me."
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I said, "You've been with her for the last 2.5 years?" He said, "Don't
Yeah.
matter. I'm gonna get married now. You married, I'm gonna get married."
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't. And then
Yeah.
my cousin came. "Hey, you gonna do the same thing for me?"
Yeah.
And I'm shaking my head like, so they were waiting for an example.
Yeah. Yeah. I think when it comes to some of the brothers, I do believe that it is a goal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But there's spaces where it's not rewarded, it's not celebrated. You know, it's like you're doing something wrong. Now I told you I was 22, so
Yeah, yeah.
I won't even tell you about the barbershop. When I went to the barbershop and said, "Hey guys, before I gotta get married," I can't even repeat any of the conversation. Right?
They probably started. The violin came out.
Yeah. All your clink clink and all. But I was like you. I was like I lived, you know, in the projects.
Yeah.
I went to college, and I just figured out.
Yeah, yeah, man.
But also for me, my parents separated when I was 15.
Okay.
I was sure about what it felt like when they were together. I remember the security of.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember going to parks with chicken in the cooler.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember going to my dad's jobs picnics, and I remember just, you know, with less,
Yeah.
feel like you have more. And then when they separated, I remember the feelings of all those things. And I said, honestly, you know, I really don't want to do that again. And looking back, I think I was rushing into that structure again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't regret when I got married.
Yeah, yeah.
I was still too early, too young.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think I was rushing to try to reestablish.
Yes, sir.
You follow me?
Oh, yes, sir.
And so that's why I know in those first 6 years, I'm honest about I was married before I was a man, because there were things that I didn't do as a husband.
Yeah.
Nothing with infidelity, just responsibility.
Yeah, I got you.
Man, I would leave downtown, go by my mother's house. God bless my mother and my wife. I would get paid, and I would take money to I was doing it before I got married.
Yeah, yeah.
Take money to my mother's house. I was a husband, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And it wasn't like $2. It was a portion of my check.
I got you.
And I'll be like, "This, what's wrong with you?" To my wife.
Yeah, yeah.
And not realizing, you know, you leave and you cleave.
Yes, sir.
But my dad told me this, and I'll stop here because I just think about the wisdom in his voice. But there was a time I saw him in the street. My dad was in the neighborhood doing things.
Yeah.
And he said, "How's marriage, boy?" This is like year one.
Yeah.
I said, "Bro, I don't know about this." And he said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Well, Sharani, my wife, is, you know, always upset because I'm still trying to help mama, you know." And he said, let me ask you a question. He said, "If your mama needs shoes and your wife needs shoes and you can buy one pair of shoes, who get the shoes? This is in the middle of my first year marriage. I said, that's the craziest. I said, Mama. And he said, let me tell you something. He said, your wife get the shoes. He said, so here's what I want you to do. And this scares me today to think about it. He said, I want you to go by your mom's house with your wife. And I want you to tell her that you're no longer going to bring money from your job to the house to pay bills. My mother was who kept us together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
When he left, right? So, but I want you to do it in front of your wife. This is my dad telling me this.
Wow.
It took me 6 weeks to do it.
And to get that encouragement. You know what I mean?
I knew this was going to be difficult, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
my wife joined me in this conversation with my mom. My mom had no idea.
Yeah.
My wife came with me to my mom's apartment. We sat down, and my mom was cooking in the kitchen. I told her, I said, Mom, I want to tell you something. So she's like, what's up? She was cooking. I said, Can you come in here?
Yeah.
And my wife is looking at me like, my wife is not a hand-holdy type person.
Yeah.
But my mom comes in the kitchen. I says, so, I'm nervous now talking about it. But from this point, I'm not going to bring money by to, whatever. Yeah. And I said, unless me and Shirani agree and discuss it. My mother said, boy, that's all you want to say. And she went back to the kitchen. Now, she was hotter than what she was cooking. And the end with this, I saw her at church. We went to a different church.
Sure.
I saw her at church Sunday, the church I grew up in. I would always surprise her at church.
Yeah.
I knew she was mad. So I went to church that Sunday to see my mom.
Right.
Kind of, let me.
Right. Get on the good side.
Yeah. My mother was in a conversation. Whenever she saw me at church, surprising her, she would stop and she would.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I was like, she was talking to somebody. She would normally have stopped. I'm doing like this.
Right. Not this time.
Dr. Mills, she said, I'm talking. Never returned back to me. She extended that conversation.
Yes.
And I remember walking away feeling like I can't do this because you know how we are about our mom.
Oh yeah.
And but my wife leaving the house that day, she's not a hand holder.
Yeah.
After she saw me do that, left my mama's house, and my wife grabbed my hand.
Come on, man.
And at that she was with me when I went to the church and said, "Hey, Mom," and my mom somewhat ignored me. My wife.
Yeah.
Now it hurt me, but my father told me, he said, your mom's gonna be mad at you. He said, but she loves you.
Yeah. She'll
be back. But you need to do this for your wife.
Oh, yes, sir.
And it taught me, in manhood, and there's some places that it's being taught, but she's first.
Yes, it, brother. That's it.
She's first. Even with kids now. Even with kids.
Oh, yeah, brother. Oh, yeah. She's first with them too. Oh, I'm with you, Pat. But again, it had to be learned, like you're saying, though. And
but I also, and I think a lot of guys, we don't typically like confrontation, particularly with people who really care about us, raised us, and feel like we owe them something.
Yes. But
that's a thing that I think that's also can be shared more. Is just, and I share it with guys. I'm like, this is important that who you say you profess that you love as your wife, gets treated like that. Oh, bro, look, I salute you, man, because I had my little transition issue too. Praise God. We was getting married, man, and I bought this house, man. I had bought a house right before we got married, that kind of stuff. And my mom said to me, "I'm on my way up." I said, "On my way up where?" She said, "I'm on my way up to fix the house." I said, "For who?" I know not. She said, "I'm about to go set the whole house up." I said, "No, we're not gonna do that." We're good. Pat, took 2 weeks for me to find her. Yeah. But you know that's hard for them too, though.
All right. It's transition. You know what
Transition.
I'm saying? And so, she was like, what you mean I can't come to the house? I said, you can come, but you can't fix it up. You're not gonna live here. I said, I love you and I appreciate you, but this is her house.
So you can't cook in this kitchen unless y'all
agree. Right. We're not going 2 weeks back. 2 weeks. But it was learning that part of relationship too, which is I think is so key of switching that priority. That what, I really got to make her my priority. And I think, man, the ideal is that I try to help the brothers understand that, listen, when you make that commitment, and it is a commitment to make this person first in your life, that you're willing to die for her and serve for her, honor her and cover her. But it takes that. It takes you dying. It takes you sacrificing. It takes you leading. And it takes you dealing with the confrontational things of life. Even though you don't like it, you'll get better at it. You know what I mean? But it's going to take some growth and some process for all of us. And I think that key of learning it, because, I just think that, those conversations we didn't have in the barbershop, conversations we didn't have in the locker room, conversation we can have on the corner. We didn't have those deep, real conversations other than loving your parts of you, but not all of you.
But you said something earlier too. I'll just throw this in there. You said something earlier about your father saving you in a street confrontation, right? This is ironic, but my father saved me. I promise you, I probably would have continued that behavior, and it would have ended my marriage. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm pretty sure, because she was. But I mean, you think about the presence of a man, your coach, father, deacon, mentor,
yes, sir, brother,
older brother. But if not for his wisdom, I wouldn't have made a change. And I think that's where I love conversations like this. I love going to middle schools and talking to boys about, and just giving them. And I'm a storyteller. I believe you tell stories, they hold on to it longer.
Yes, sir.
Because it gives them context.
Yes.
But a lot of guys, they do get the bullets, but they don't get the context. And I think that's where the porch used to be you told the whole story. Yeah.
No, I think it's key and necessary, because I need to figure out the process.
Yeah.
I see the picture.
Yeah.
And I know the beginning point, but I just didn't know the process.
How?
And you got to give men the how. We got to give them that. That's why I call it the blueprint, because you can get the blueprint, but you got to know how to build it. Mm-hmm. And my goal is to give you something how to build. How do I build? I got to learn how to love this woman's, her mind, her heart, her spirit. I have to have the love to learn her insecurities, inadequacies, and inabilities, her infirmities. And I got to love all of her. And that includes what's inside of her out. Mm-hmm. And learning that, man, is not something that's going, like I said, we can go in the barbershop. How do I walk through that? How do we deal with that? How do we build a family? How do we walk through unity? How do we walk through adversity together and realize that this is normal? Mm-hmm. It ain't strange. It's actually what everybody has to go through a relationship. The next area, man, has helped me with this, man. How did you learn finances, man? And how would you talk with brothers? How did you learn finance? I saw your face, man, like mine. How did you learn finances, man?
You don't have enough time. So I'll tell you my mistake first. My mistake was believing the hype that as a man, as a husband, I should manage the money. Somewhere, I don't know. Nobody told me that, but that's what I picked up.
Yeah.
It's my check. This is my house. You know that foolishness.
Macho, yeah.
And 1, 2, 3, 4 foreclosures later. I'm leading my family now.
Oh, yeah.
4 foreclosures later, I'm debt free today. The difference between is who manages the money.
That's it.
It's not even about gender, it's about skill.
Could you say that a little louder for the people in the back?
It's not about gender, it's about skill. My wife is a planner.
Come on.
So I had to learn this through therapy, but people purchase out of their pain. So I didn't have Jordans when they first came out. So when I got money, a little bit of money, the pain of not having them then, I'm like, oh, you know what? Oh, I'm getting these today. Inconsequential, the other factors,
Yeah,
So
man.
I had to acknowledge that I was an emotional, broken spender.
Yeah.
I did the spending so you gotta acknowledge something to deal with something, right?
Yes, sir, bro.
And I had
Mm.
to come to and this was hard because my wife was telling me this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The messenger matters too. I was like, no. You my wife. I got this. But I had to humble myself and
Yeah.
acknowledge
Yes.
I'm buying these, and I would have shoes that I would wear one time. But it wasn't because I wanted to wear them. It was the pain of not having them before.
Yeah.
And so I first acknowledge my pattern. I had to acknowledge, my past, and also give up the fact that she's better. It's ego for sure. She's
Yeah.
better at this
Yeah.
than me. So I
Yeah.
can tell you this right now. True story. And my wife, if she came downstairs, she can attest to this. We have businesses that are doing well. I don't know when I get paid. I
Praise
don't
God.
know when I get paid. I don't know when I get paid. I don't know.
And you saying it with a smile, so it's all right.
I am delighted. I don't know. I don't know. I know what we have.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when we decided, give it up, brother.
Yeah.
But I sat at a table in Delaware in the middle of our beginning of living there, and the bills, no kids at the time.
Yeah.
The calculator just wouldn't. And I remember her being in the bed,
Yeah.
and me sitting at the table crying. And it was a moment of surrender.
Mm.
I had to give it up. I had to give it up.
Good.
I had to say to her the next day, like, this is not working.
Yeah.
And it was a vulnerability that she didn't do, like, I told you.
Yeah.
Because that could keep me over here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She's like, we.
Oh yeah.
So one thing she taught me, now this is my last point about this, but she said to me, all the bill collectors, ego, shame, past experience, bill collectors were calling me.
Mm-hmm.
She said, you need to call them people back. Everybody I call, they said, oh, we were waiting. We want to make an arrangement with you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were going to come get the car, and which they were.
Yeah.
But it's responsibility. Like it's facing the things that we fear.
Yeah.
And I was afraid of, I don't know what I was afraid of, but I had to give up, surrender, that she's better at it than me.
Yeah.
And it's changed everything. We have vacations now. I can't even tell. I'm like, how we afford this? And what you do every day? I'm like, okay, well,
let's keep on riding this way.
What's the next one? But that's surrender. That's the bigger
moment. I think that is huge, Pat. I think that is so huge because our pride, our ego, our selfishness, all has to die in the process.
Yeah.
And man, and unless we really have to believe for, I want to do what's best for my family more. I want to do best for me.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, I tell our guys, listen, do you know everybody except for this president has a team around them that they ask questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And what makes them really great presidents is they use the staff they have.
Smarter.
You know what I mean? They don't know everything, but they ask the people that do.
Yeah.
But you will never know that they don't know.
Yeah.
Because they got people around them. But if they can do that, we got to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Your wife is one of the greatest persons around your life and normally has the gifts that we don't. And I know my wife does. She got every gift I ain't got. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Okay. Yeah. So, but I'm also smart enough to say, okay, who can handle it? Like you said, who does it? And then for us, it was we came out of poverty together. We both came up from the project. We ain't had nothing. So we were like, we ain't never managed nothing because we ain't never had nothing.
That's right.
So we jacking stuff up for like the first 2 years, man. No, you take it. No, you take it. No, you take it. No, you take it. So until like year 2 or 3, I was like, she's like, you take it. You got some discipline. You take it. So I took it. Then I went and got me some books back.
Yeah.
Start reading, asking questions to other people. it started going a good trajectory with it, but I had to learn it. I didn't know what stewardship was. I didn't know what stewardship was, but I didn't realize that stewardship leads to leadership, leads to ownership, leads to rulership. I didn't know, paying bills and credit. I didn't know it. Had to learn that. And I was really concerned when I got to that point, because I realized I spent 12 years in school. Ain't nobody teach me financial literacy. But anyway, that's a whole.
But that's a skill that is a lifelong skill. But I never, no blame. My parents did the best they could. I never saw it. I never saw them walk into the bank.
No, me either.
We went to the grocery store. We had a corner store called Baxley's. It was a meat market, and they would cash your checks for you. I mean, so
oh yeah,
that was kind of the
yeah.
I was okay with the spend all your money Friday,
yes sir,
Saturday. That was, and you stretched the next 2 weeks until you got paid again.
Oh yeah, it was check to check. That was it. That's all we knew. We check to check for a long time. So we read the books, went to somewhere, and somebody started educating us on financial literacy. Not until then did anything change. But it took that. But I realize now that now we income streams, learned how to be able to do some investing, create businesses, and that kind of stuff. Now we get to pass that to our children, though.
Yeah.
That's what I did learn too, Pat, because I actually had my kids, start reading books every summer about finances. Then they started giving them the chores and the chore money, manage that, tithe, work on it, and then brought in a financial investor to talk to them. They was like, so you just, because I ain't had this, but I want to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my kids, she just came back, man. I taught her about stocks, right? Man, she just came back from an island talking about, I ain't paid for it. Them stocks did.
That's a blessing.
Pat, at 25, Pat, I was tripping like, God.
I got 25. I didn't have $25 at 25.
Me either, Pat. That's why I was tripping. But the difference is having a father, having somebody there, giving somebody information, somebody giving you wisdom. So in their seasons, I'm watching them do stuff that's amazing to me, and the idea of how they walk that out. Last thing I want to ask you about, man, is what is leadership? What's leadership?
Business, family, or all?
All.
I think it is. I'm a big believer, and you heard me say this before. I'm a big believer in your voice. I believe, and I've heard somebody say this before, that more is caught than is taught. And with me running a business, it doesn't go perfect every day.
Mm-hmm.
The immature boy in me would love to be like I'm on a football field and you get your teammates up by getting on them. That doesn't work out here. I have learned that as a leader, I have to be mindful of what I say, how I say it, when I say it, and who I say it to.
Yeah, man.
I've also learned that people used to say, I treat everybody the same. You can't possibly. You can't possibly treat everybody the same. This is people might believe it, so I want to discredit. But from my experience, we all have things that make us feel sweet and nice and appreciated. For some, it's money.
Yeah.
For some, it's a gift card. For some, it's a trip.
Yeah.
And so I've learned to learn the people that work with me.
Yes.
What they like.
Yeah.
I've got folks who in meetings, they want to know that I'd say to them, like, you are the expert on this. Yeah. So I'm going to kick it to you before when we get started. There's some folks I have to tell them before we get going. I'm going to kick it to you.
Yeah.
Then I got some folks on my team that they are ready to catch it. You ain't got to tell them in advance. When I have to correct or, help people see kind of what we believe is our value system for our business, I go back to this proverb that says, you cannot correct me unless you're connected to me. And for me, I spend a lot of my time building relationship equity with people on my team.
Yes, sir.
If I do have to say, hey, come here, let's talk.
Yeah.
The next time you're in this position, I want to tell you, these are things that I thought phenomenal, right? But under our business, our model, but I don't do that in the first time. I'm going to
Right.
build enough
Right.
relationship equity with you that I
That's
can
right.
do that.
That's right.
So
That's right.
I think in the leadership is tied to relationship to me. Um, you got to have that, and you have to tender it. You have to water it. You have to evaluate it. You have to monitor it. I think you have to nurture it.
Yeah.
There's so many elements to it, but it's also as you grow, so do your team members.
Oh,
So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
anybody I've hired over the years, I expect them to leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Matter of fact, you lead them to leave.
I hope so, right? I know folks who are like, I can't teach them this because they might leave. If I'm a good leader,
Yeah.
to your point, I'm going to give you competence and confidence
Yeah.
to leave. So I don't have with any of my team members. If they ask me a question, how much do you charge for this? Or how did you get to this point in your business? Or how do you manage your family and your work? So I
Yeah.
don't say, well, hey, in a year, I'll tell you about that.
Right.
I think you have to be a transparent, vulnerable person. And I work really hard because sometimes I believe more than people, at not overdoing it, because I can give you everything, but there's also a piece of the leader that people have to earn. Because I've learned that people value what they earn more
Yes.
than if you give
Yes.
it to them. So I said a lot, but for me, it's a evolving piece that done correctly, even when people leave, they still are connected to you.
Yeah.
I love leadership.
Yeah.
My wife and I talk about it. I pray for our team. I really, really, really care. I've done retreats with our team, and I'll do all the things that people say for us.
Yeah.
Because I really believe that if you build that culture, when I call you in one of these rare occasions on a weekend, you're not going to say, "Oh Lord, should I?" They
Right.
typically
Right.
take
Right.
the call because they know that there's a mutual benefit. So
Yes. Sir.
I'm big on it. I study it.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
mentors like yourself who've
Yeah.
demonstrated it, but leadership is all those things I tried to articulate just now.
No, you knocked it out the box, man. And the reason I'm saying that because again, it's not something that's always taught in culture,
Mm-mm.
and I think it's a major gap when it comes to us trying to do it at our house. If that's the first place I ever saw it or ever tried it,
Yep.
and if I didn't have a leadership class in school or a leadership class in college or anywhere, I'm gonna try what I know. But if I don't know it, I'm gonna make a mess of some stuff.
Yeah.
And I think, like you said, that leadership is definitely the ability to relate with people and then
Mhm.
use that relationship through influence of equity from both sides. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Of value, of worth, celebrating, honoring. People don't know. They don't want to know how much you know. They want to know how much you care.
That's for sure.
If you know I care. What? No, this is your birthday. How you know? Because I know. All right.
Mhm.
I know what you like. All right, you're gonna here's tickets to the game. What?
Mhm.
You don't even like that team. It ain't for me. It's for you.
Mhm.
What I mean, it's just the small. Hey, how your daughter doing? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I know she was graduating. This is the last test she came. How you know about the test?
Mhm.
It's
Yep.
some little details that I love what you love, and
Mhm.
so you know that I love you.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I think it makes such a difference. And when I look at not what I've learned that process leads you, and it is a learning process, an ever learning process.
Mhm.
But it's and then being an example of what I'm asking.
Mhm. Yep.
That's the greatest thing that Jesus ever did. He's like, listen, I'm coming to live this thing out for y'all. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? I'm gonna be an example of what I'm asking y'all to do. And so then when I go to ask you this ain't foreign. You just saw me do it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? With my character, my honor, my order, my integrity, helping other people grow and mature around me. They'll
Yep.
always be better. They'll always be better leaving me than what they came to me.
Yes.
You know
That's
what
the
I
goal.
mean? Yeah. We gave you, we expanded you. Gave you exposure. We gave you experiences. You know what I mean? I got some people, man. I just ran into a guy that used to be at our church, and even with church, I do it because I saw a guy. He was like, and the guy was saying, came up on the side of me, said, "Man, he go to your church?" I said, "No, he went to our church 10 years ago."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, but he." I said, "I don't do that."
Yeah.
This guy, I think his name is Peterson. He says humans are not machines. They're some of the greatest miracles you could ever have around your life.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. So how you treat miracles? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And so, and leading them in love and showing them that picture, the purpose, and the ideal of the value of who they are and what they bring in their own life, and then unpacking their gifts, their talents, their calling, their anointing, their gift, and helping them operate in who all that they could be. So, man, thank you again for just, man, your wisdom, your insight.
Thank
For
you.
the day. This has been a powerful time, man. Again, just to be able to put this out here. It's going to be on YouTube, and you're going to be able to get it. Again, he's a father, a trainer, and speaker. He's also has his own business. It's the Global Partners for Fathers and Families all over the nation, all over the globe, all around the world. He's an incredible man. Project manager for National Responsible Fatherhood Clearinghouse, and his own book called I Love When Daddy Reads to Me. Get your copy, man. Get your copy. Get it. Read it to your kids. Let them feel your love. Let them see the investment. I think one of the greatest investment is time. And if you spend time with your kids and time with your wife and time with your family, you already won. I know you got some tools and equipment to build a life with. So again, from the blueprint, we thank you for this time, Dr. Dave B. Mills, and the incredible Mr. Patrick Patterson. Thank you again for this time, man. I appreciate you, man. And we'll have this information out and encourage the brothers. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.